So what are the consequences when state-owned companies fail? When there's a failure in corporate governance and a state-owned company collapses? Let's run through a few. Eskom is critical to the development and economic growth of South Africa. Generating inadequate power resulted in the economy being constrained. Because Eskom was not well managed, the economy of South Africa has not grown at the rate it could have. And that has had implications for employment creation, it's had implications for exports, for consumers, both in business and households. It's impacted significantly on the broader South African public, and in a negative way, if I may add. Let's take South African Airways. SAA is essential to enable business within the country. It's also critical for providing enabling transport for the nation, region, and internationally for commerce to take place. It's a major contributor to the tourism sector, for instance. When SAA malfunctions or doesn't perform as it should, all those sectors suffer significantly. Municipalities. Now, in local government, in municipalities, this is where governance, this is where the rubber hits the road in terms of service delivery. So things like providing water, electricity reticulation, waste retrieval and management, roads management, all of that in a large part is done by municipalities. So it's a major disaster when you've got failures in any of those areas, because it means people in those communities are affected. Now, rich people like you can go and afford to buy bottled water, or you can buy generators if your municipality fails to perform because it's collapsed. The governance has collapsed. Poor people don't have that option. So the ramifications on society are massive when a municipality collapses due to poor corporate governance. Another example, the land bank. Now, one of the key functions of the land bank is to support funding to agricultural initiatives, particularly for emerging black farmers. What you found with the land bank were funds were diverted to fund golf courses, taxi fleets. Because they were poorly governed, there was massive incurrence of bad debts where they lent out money which was never paid back. And as a result, they had their whole balance sheet being compromised. So what the land bank has failed to do as a result of a corporate governance collapse is really to push forward the agricultural sector and the transformation in the agricultural sector that South Africa was trying to achieve. Now, I've picked these examples just to demonstrate the corrosive effect on a wide variety of stakeholders where corporate governance is ineffective or fails. The losses incurred by state-owned companies are arguably much larger than most in the private sector when you've got breaches in corporate governance. And a big part of that is due to the fact that the state-owned companies are so much bigger. And the state-owned companies play a critical role in the economy. But these are just some examples of how failures in state-owned companies negatively impact on the economy as a whole, and fundamentally those failures arise due to poor corporate governance.